Hi, lollies. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda's channel. Thank you for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload videos, you'll be the first person to be notified. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us. You guys are the real
Hey
MVP.
lovelies,
So
there is this movie that has been trending all over the social platform. It is actually called Sinners. I think it was produced and directed by a black brother. And these Mexican or Latino people are so angry to the fact that they felt they are not included. They even goes as far as to say that this black brother actually stole some of the vampire scenes from the Mexican or Latino people, and he goes as far as not including Latino people into his film. This actually, spite a lot of conversation, and I was able to put up some of those stitches. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of the stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thought in the comment section and let's dive.
I love the movie Sinners, but ... Part 1. There will be spoilers. I love the movie Sinners, but it's literally the plot of From Dusk Till Dawn. Two criminal brothers head down south to start new lives. While down south, they are trapped in a building that's in the middle of nowhere, and they find themselves surrounded by vampires. One of the brothers is seduced by a beautiful vampire temptress and gets turned into a vampire. The other brother, who's a straight shooter, leads a group of survivors to survive the night until dawn. And throughout the movie, we have discussions about religion, faith, and family. In the final climactic battle of this movie, there's a huge fight between the survivors and the vampires. The Asian character in this movie sacrifices himself to protect their family. One of the characters in this movie who is turned begs their loved one to end their life, and with tears in their eyes, they do. And after killing all the vampires via sunlight, the only two survivors are the brother and the hopeful youth. The hopeful youth whose father was a preacher. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills here because I follow people in the horror community. No one's talking about this. It's insane. There is one fucking movie that Sinners owes everything to, and it's not fucking Puss in Boots. It's goddamn From Dusk Till Dawn. And like, I'm not saying Nosferatu, Dracula, Sinners, From Dusk Till Dawn, but I will say that Ryan Coogler needs to firmly address that he was inspired by a Latin American vampire movie because we are owed our flowers. Also, Ryan, I saw that tamale story you put in the movie. Where's the fucking Latino extras? Come on, Ryan, you're so good at putting Latinos in your movie. What the fuck happened here? You don't put Latinos in the movie, and you steal from the biggest Latino vampire movie? Come on, man, that's a bad look. I don't think this guy liked this movie at all. I think he might be a racist. Loving something does not excuse you turning a blind eye to its flaws. Acknowledging and discussing the flaws of something you love is healthy and leads to a better relationship. Hope you're into the video, everyone. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to be talking about how the vampires in the movie Sinners don't make any fucking sense. Have a magical day, everyone.
So first thing is, you're upset that he didn't put Latinos in his movie, right? That's one. It's not fucking about y'all. How about that? How about we start there? It's not about y'all. It's about the black struggle during the fucking Jim Crow era in the 1930s. Okay? And if we're being historically correct about a fucking fiction film, there wasn't too many of y'all down there. Barely enough to fucking sneeze at. You're reaching. But I'm gonna continue. Your goofy ass have the nerve to say that this man who came up with this movie while cooking in his kitchen with his wife because of a song that played on the radio that he was listening to, he stole something from a Latino vampire movie? The fucking movie From Dusk Till Dawn wasn't a Latino film. It was made by a white man. Just because they had Latinos in the film as leads don't mean it was a Latino film. Get your fucking facts straight before you try to come for somebody. And also, why are you even talking about anything that don't got shit to do with you? How about let's start there? Didn't a large portion of the Latino men in real life vote for a motherfucker that don't even like y'all? And you got the nerve to try to say somebody stole something from fucking, bro. The thing that really fired me up is the fact that he said Ryan Coogler stole. He stole the idea. Last time I checked, Quentin Tarantino is a white man. He not Latino at all. So where's the Latino vampire film that you talking about, Goofy? Why does a black movie telling black stories need Latino representation? Do you motherfuckers always insert us into your mix? No, you don't. If anything, y'all don't fucking like us. I'm not gonna say all y'all. Majority of you motherfuckers don't even like us. But when we got something and it's fucking big and it's hitting, y'all come scurrying around. I know another group of people that do that stupid shit. I wonder. And also, why you trying to say a black man stole something from somebody? Being owed your flowers is cultural. AAVE if you have it. Where did that come from? So, who's stealing what? So tell me you didn't do any research without telling me. Because Ryan Coogler, the GOAT, vocally came out and said that From Dusk Till Dawn influenced his movie. He didn't steal shit, it influenced a bit of it. It's a fucking vampire movie. They all gonna have similarities. So, like I put on your post, shut your ass up and go find somebody else to play with. Fucking go.
Not a content creator, but how come every time black people do something, man, we got to haul you motherfuckers with us? We ain't got nothing in common. We know you don't like us. We know you don't fuck with us. Why would we include you in any motherfucking thing we do? Let me ask you a question. If Ryan Coogler did a movie based off the treatment of black people in Latin communities, how do you think that movie will look? Just a question. Just a question to you, sir. You're going to pretend like you ain't seen this video because I'm so small or whatever. But the truth is you pussy and you can't answer that goddamn question. But whenever black people do something in the media, whatever, y'all always want to be included. Like when Kendrick Lamar did the Super Bowl, you motherfuckers felt like you had to throw a couple of Latino people. Like, you don't know who the fuck was Latina in that group. If they were light skinned, they could have been Latino. Might have had a Mexican in their blood some goddamn well, but y'all was still mad all the same. All the same because we ain't plastered. We got a Mexican amongst us. All the while, if you go down to Mexico right now, I can count on one hand how many black people there. Y'all keep them numbers real low down there. I'm pretty sure the KKK trying to figure out how the fuck did you do that? How the fuck do you keep the black community in Mexico from growing? How does that happen? It's still a mystery to me because as far as I know, black is the dominant gene all over the fucking planet. Yet, for some reason, you keep the Afro-Latinos in Mexico down to a small number, 2.5 million Afro-Latinos down there in Mexico. I do my Googles. 2.5 million. And you've had slaves in Mexico for as long as America had slaves. For as long as Trinidad had slaves. For as long as the Virgin Islands had slaves. You motherfuckers had slaves down there too. You had black people down there too. How come you kept them numbers so low? Answer that question for me, sir. Don't sound like they being represented down there in Mexico. It just don't feel like, it just don't feel that way to me.
You know the one thing the Sinners movie didn't do? They didn't find any excuses as to why they couldn't represent certain folks. In a movie that's about black culture in the Jim Crow South, they made it a point to be intentional about people being accounted for. The fact that Southern Chinese folks are accounted for when they were accounted for in the history of the Jim Crow South is very important to the conversation. The fact that indigenous folks who know the lay of the land, who are shown as brazen and intelligent while still speaking their mother tongue, being able to draw the correlation between a Celtic man and his Irish ancestry and the degradation of black folk, dark-skinned women and men accounted for, natural hair accounted for, girthy, voluptuous bodies accounted for, which goes to show that when other folks are creating other work, but seemingly act as though they can't find what is necessary to have inclusion. While we already knew this, Sinners has now reassured us that that has always been a lie, that folks are lazy and refuse to do their homework, and that they do not value certain folks being seen and having representation.
Okay, warning, this post is going to be really mean. If you don't want to hear anything really mean, I suggest that you scroll away from this one.
Where's the fucking Latino extras? Come on, Ryan, you're so good at putting Latinos in your movie. What the fuck happened here? You don't put Latinos in the movie, and you steal from the biggest Latino vampire movie? Come on, man, that's a bad...
In summation, this dickhead is trying to say that Sinners, the vampire movie that Ryan Coogler just dropped, is a knockoff of a Latino vampire movie to Dusk to Dawn. Mind you, Latino people are villainized in that movie, and Ryan Coogler did say that he was inspired by that movie and many others, and the movies are not that similar. Okay, let's start there. The main thing that I want to say is to all non-black people, like, y'all are so fucking weird and obsessed with us, and I think like we're often so forced into being like kind and holding y'all hand through it. I'm gonna say y'all weird as shit. Nothing is stopping you from getting in the booth. You are not owed representation through us. We don't owe you that. Y'all are weird. Y'all steal our language. Y'all steal our lingo. Y'all steal the way we dress. Y'all steal the music. Y'all steal every fucking thing, and y'all still demand more. Y'all are weird. If you feel hit by that, you feel hit by that. But y'all are weird as shit. Like, that was some weirdo shit. You are, one, trying to not only knock the movie, at the same time you're asking to be in it. Like, that is a perfect analogy for how non-black people really be on some loser shit. Y'all are weird, obsessive. I feel like we have stalkers. As black people, we have nothing but fucking stalkers, and y'all like are never beating the allegations. And I don't know. I'm not gonna at that creator because I'm not about to, this is no bullying, no hate, or whatever you gotta say, but like, yeah, fuck y'all for real. Get the fuck out of fucking nachos. How about that?
I've seen a couple people already beat this horse, but I want to come at it from a different angle in regards to the complaint that Sinners didn't include any Latino characters. And I get where that instinct comes from. People want to see broader representation, and that's a good thing. But in this case, the absence of Latinos actually makes historical sense. And you can fact check me on this if I'm wrong. This story takes place in the Jim Crow era Mississippi Delta in 1932, a place where the population was overwhelmingly black and white, with smaller but very real Asian and indigenous communities. Latino communities, particularly Mexican laborers, just weren't present in large numbers in that specific region at that time. Most of the Latino population in the U.S. during that period centered in the Southwest, Texas, California, Arizona, not Mississippi. Meanwhile, everything else the film shows, grounded in truth. Black communities were the backbone of the Delta, culturally, economically, spiritually. After slavery, black communities didn't just work the land, they built rich cultural lives in spite of the oppression. You feel that in the music, the juke joint, the way people gather and grieve and fight to hold on to joy. That's not Hollywood fantasy. That's history. Same with the Asian characters. After emancipation, plantation owners brought Asian laborers into the Delta as a replacement workforce. Many stayed, opened grocery stores, and often served black customers when white stores refused. That's a documented part of Mississippi history most people never hear about. The Choctaw presence, also accurate. The Choctaw are indigenous to Mississippi. Even after the Indian Removal Act forced most west, some remained, resisted, or returned. By the early 1900s, there were still Choctaw communities in the state. The film nods to that presence without turning it into a history lesson. And I respect that. And yes, the white characters reflect the social structure too. Some enforcing the system, others living in those gray areas. That mix is also part of what made the Delta such a complex, volatile place. So no, this isn't a case of forgetting anyone. This is a case of being honest about who was actually there. And what I do respect is that Sinners didn't try to shoehorn in a character just to tick a box. It stayed true to the region, the era, and the communities who lived and died in that landscape. This is not a lack of representation. It's actually a commitment to authenticity.
I know y'all did not get on this hit app and complain about Ryan Coogler not putting more Latino representation in a movie about 1930s Mississippi. When the last time I feel like I seen real Afro-Latino and Latino representation was in a Disney cartoon animated movie called Encanto? You know what? I'm sorry. Encanto. That is the first movie or animated movie where I have truly seen a dark-skinned, curly-haired Latino. Because guess what? Afro-Latinos exist. As much as y'all try to deny y'all blackness, we exist. But y'all want to cry about representation in a time where y'all wasn't in Mississippi. Like I said, I could have seen if the movie was in Texas, I would have gave y'all some leeway because Texas was Mexico before it was colonized. See the difference between y'all and us? We know our history. Especially our history in the US of A. Open a fucking book before you start complaining and crying about stupid shit.
We didn't say that. You did. But we agree. A very quick Google search would have told you that Ryan Coogler has acknowledged the influence From Dusk Till Dawn had on Sinners. So to insinuate that a black man stole an idea he created on his own and credited the several inspirations for is crazy. But since you want to act like this is about representation, let's talk about it. There more than likely wasn't any representation of Mexican Americans in Clarksdale, Mississippi in 1932 when the movie takes place because by that time, due to the laws in that region, they were gone. The Great Migration for African Americans started around 1910. What happens around the same time? The Mexican Revolution. The mass migration of African Americans out of the South made previous slave owners with big crops nervous. And it's because of this they started recruiting Mexican labor. As you could imagine, word of opportunity and the potential freedom for people to move quickly. Mexican Americans flocked to previously slave heavily dependent states, specifically Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Arkansas. Mexican immigration to Mississippi in 1925. And by 1926, the very next year, local white Mississippians started making laws against them. The most notable ones being laws that kept Mexican children out of white schools. Jim Crow didn't just move out of the way because it was a new minority group. I'm talking restrictions. Life was hard. And at the same time, the Great Depression is looming. The worth and the amount that could be earned from the crops that they came there to cultivate and sharecrop is dropping. From 1929 to 1931, some crops dropped to a third of their previous value. This left many black and brown farmers alike unable to pay back the debts they incurred in the predatory system that was sharecropping, and left many Mexican Americans destitute, abandoned, and forced to go home, most of which either returned to Mexico or settled in places in Texas. Smaller groups of Mexican laborers would return to Mississippi during harvest seasons, all the way up through the 1940s for seasonal work, but besides that, the numbers never recovered. To this day, the Hispanic and Latino population of Clarksdale, Mississippi, where the movie is set, is less than 2.7%.
And I saw that tamale story you put in the movie. Where's the fucking Latino extras?
The tamale store was a beautiful detail that further indicated he studied a lot for this movie, as it's believed that tamales were brought into the Black American Southern culture during that time period by these Mexican immigrants. And it was placed on the African American side of the shopping center, which implies that we were the consumers.
Tomorrow we're going to be talking about how the vampires in the movie Sinners don't make any fucking sense.
What are you mad for, really? Historical accuracy that doesn't disrupt the plot is not enough, but potentially nonsensical, mythical beings is where you draw the line.
We are owed our flowers.
I 100% agree that we all need and deserve more representation in mainstream media.
Like seriously, lovely. It's just like the first brother that I stitched his video, the second brother I stitched his video. You keep on asking, why is it that anytime it's as if Black people want to do something, to create something and have a success, someone somewhere will just not be pleased about that. Someone somewhere will just be angry, will just look for how to criticize the effort of this, particular set of people. Like, why is it always so? Why is it that people have issues anytime Black people, does something? Like, what is it? Why is it so wrong? Like, I'm stammering because this is just so frustrating. Why is it so hard for you to see a movie and just learn from the movie without being so biased, without trying to criticize the director or whatsoever from the movie, because you felt that maybe the director didn't add some type of age, didn't include, like, must you all be included? Must you all want to be included in anything? Must you all want to be included in anything that Black people ever does? Like, you have your own TV programs, right? You do your Telemundo, Televista, whatsoever Latino program that you do. And you don't even get Afro Latinos involved with those your movies, right? And people are still cool with it. People are still okay and, seeing the movie and learning anything that they want to learn from the said movie. Have you ever seen a Black person coming out to rant how, they didn't include a Black person in Telemundo or Telemovie or Televista or whatsoever, movie created by, like, why is it always a problem? These people decided to create something that represents them, and this is just what you just have to know about it. Why going as far as talking about how you're not included? They stole an idea from you. Like, why is it that people can never accept the fact that Black people can create an idea or can develop something, can have something for themselves? Why is it that Black people always fight for something that they create themselves? This is just too much. Black people will actually have to defend themselves from Caucasians and now Latinos. I'm talking about that because this same thing happened during the time of Beyonce and the country music. Latina people, what was it called? Caucasian people were like, oh my God, we invented country music. Black people, you never invented, like, why are you start trying to steal? Like, why is it always they never want Black people to own nothing? They see it as people that looks like me are stealing something from them, even when they know the truth. This is how they drag Beyonce for her country music. Everybody like, country music is being for a bank, a lot of white people. Like, what is wrong with these people? I'm not even going to talk about Kendrick Lamar. A lot of people criticize him, even if in his critics he's still going viral. And now a young man produced and directed and with all his ability. Now this man is claiming that he stole vampire idea from Latino community, and he's not including Latino people. Like, what is all this? This is just getting too much. Why can't you just learn from the movie? Is it always gonna be, oh, you stuff from us, you don't include us? As if you're including even your own black Latino people. You don't do that. I also watch some of this in Latino mode. We don't see black person, and I've never seen any black person coming out to cry out how, oh, why black people are not included. Like, what is this with you wanting to associate yourself, even when you are the first person not to get black people involved in your own shenanigans, but you want to be involved in their own shenanigans. Like that, there's a sister that said in one of the stitches, she was like, when you keep on inviting these people to a cookout, they feel so entitled. Before you know it, they tell you that they actually invented the cookout. Like, seriously, lovers, this is just so tiring sometimes. Sinners, people have been giving their own reviews, and now it's a serious, okay, he's stealing things from like, are you serious right now? Anyway, lovelies, wanna just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that. Like, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next
thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. So if you've not subscribed to this channel, do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.